Today on the channel, I'm going to show you how to play Light Up the Sky by Van Halen. Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to look at Light Up the Sky by Van Halen. So this is a great song off Van Halen 2. It's probably my favorite track off Van Halen 2. It's hard to pick your favorite songs off Van Halen records or any band that you really enjoy, but I gotta say Light Up the Sky is probably my favorite off this record. So it's got some really nice heavy riffs, some really chunky guitar tones, and some nice right hand rhythm playing that's a lot of fun. It's not super complicated, a little tricky here and there, but so let's dig in. All right, so the song starts with a ascending riff that goes up all the way to the 14th fret. It starts on the 2nd and 4th fret in the middle strings, so it makes a perfect fifth, and it's going to end up on the 14th fret here, which is essentially an E chord. So, and also before we get started, I'm tuned to the record. So if you tune to in between E and E flat, that's where we're at today. And the reason I do that is so later on, if you tune to this, you can play along to the jam tracks or the solo tracks on YouTube. So this riff that starts off the song is he doesn't have a lot of gain on this little riff. He rolls back a little bit, and you get this little bit of a bounce going. So you're going, and he's gonna. I'll take it in slow motion in just a minute, but the riff goes something like this. Hopefully, I'll be able to get it right. Okay, so it goes, and then it just goes up. It ascends chromatically, and that's pretty hard to do at speed. What I'm doing with my right hand is I'm going a down pick and then an up pick, down pick, up pick, down pick, up pick, the whole time. So it's, and I'm anchoring my right hand on the bridge of the guitar to give myself control. You don't want your hand above the bridge and bouncing around like this. You'll lose total control. So, and you're palm muting it, so it kind of has that. Like that. So practice that riff. Once you get that down, you probably got one of the hardest licks in the entire song, actually. And I think Mikey on the bass goes, I think he goes down. When you listen to the bass part, it sounds like they cross each other. That's what I'm hearing. So that's why that riff sounds so weird in the beginning. Okay, so the main riff of the song in the introduction goes like this. I'm going to play it for you at speed, and then I'll slow it down, and then we'll go to the verse. So the intro riff after that intro lick goes. So one more time. 1, 2, 3. Almost lost my pick. One more time. All right, one more time. So this riff, think of it like this. I call it the white snake chord because John Sykes loved this chord. So we're going to play it differently than this fingering position, but what we're doing with this chord, if you take, this is a great metal chord that you can apply in lots of different riffs and songs, and you hear it in different metal songs also. So it's we're playing on a G. Think of it like a G minor. All right, a G minor bar chord. But we're taking the middle two strings, the G and the B string, and we're adding this G to it. So, and you can go up to like an A minor. So it's like a minor 7 chord. Sounds really sexy. It's like. So in the intro, he's doing a G minor and an A minor 7 chord. But we have to play it with our pinky and our ring finger. We go. So what I'm doing there is I'm going in slow motion, rake, back down to the 3rd fret, and you chug on that G. Like that. Then it goes. So it goes. So there's that little chick in there. Just like the very first part of that lick. So slow motion. What I'm doing there is I'm playing the middle 2 strings on the 2nd fret, and I'm still holding that G bass note. Sounds beautiful, doesn't it? And now we go up 2 frets. So that's the only thing it does on that lick. It goes. That's the only time in the entire song it does the riff up on this A minor. It's like the only time is that introduction, right? That's before Roth comes in and starts singing the verse. So at the very end of that little A minor lick, you notice we went, which is an F to a D twice, and then 2 hits on the D. So I'm going to play that introduction slowly one more time. So there you go. And then it jumps right into the verse. So after it goes, it just goes right into that G minor 7 chord. So it does that riff twice during the first few lines that David Lee Roth sings. So after we go, now it doesn't go up to the A minor again. It only does that in the introduction. So we're going to go to a B sus4 chord, which is like this. So I'm going to take a B bar chord like this, right? There's your Beach Boys B chord. Ba, 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 ba. All right, so we're going to do B, but we're not going to play the high B and the E strings. We're going to, on this chord, we're going to leave them open. So we're going to play it like this. Here's what it sounds like open. So believe it or not, that's what it does. He says something like, almost lost my mind. So he goes down to an E after that. So I'm going to make sense of this now. I kind of digress. So the verse goes. And when he hits that low E, that's where he says, almost lost my mind. And there's a riff. So we're going to go to a C to an F. And there's a riff. I'll show you that little lick that's in there. So that verse turnaround goes. It said, open your eyes, baby, or leave it all behind. So what I'm doing there is I go, and then that little lick is, so it goes like this. So it's open E, 2nd fret, 3rd fret on the E string, open A, B, open A to a C. So I'll play that same lick but started on the A string. I'm playing F. That doesn't look like an F, but what I'm doing is I'm playing the top 2 notes of the F right here on the A and the D string. I'm not doing this. I'm playing like this, and I'm playing the high notes. I just think that chord sounds more powerful that way just by using those fourths. And I'm muting the middle strings. So it's just a 4-note chord. So I went. So there's the verse. And then it goes into this other part of the verse, and I'll play this at speed, and then I'll show it to you slow. So what I'm doing there is I'm going, which is this is all this riff is for the next few passes is all on the G and the B string, and Eddie's doing major thirds. And he puts a little bit of vibrato on it. And I'm playing that with my pinky and my ring finger. And I'm on the 12th fret on the G and B string. Go down half a step. Then go back up to the 12th fret. And to the 14th go. So I'm going 12 fret to 14 fret down to 7th, which is a D chord. And then down to a C. Silence. Then he goes 12th fret to a D on the 7th, and then which is C, F, E. So at speed, that part goes. That part is where he goes, you won't recognize them anymore. And it goes right back into another pass of the entire verse and repeats that. So it goes back in the So there's something different there before it goes into the breakdown, the really nice Van Halen-esque breakdown in the middle part. He goes, all I did there was a suspended 4 chord on that E, so your standard E major chord is like this. If you take your pinky, you can go and hold that sus chord like that. So he goes, you hear Eddie do that a lot on stuff like, all right, so that last part, now Eddie rolls back on his volume a lot, and that cleans up his gain, so it sounds real crisp and a little cleaner, so you can hear your notes. And we do this middle part, so he breaks it down. So this is, you know, in the Van Halen shows, they love to break stuff down, and Dave would be like, "Hey, everybody, how you doing tonight?" And, you know, Eddie'd be back going, stuff like that. And he could just, you know, get really nice and choppy and cool, and that's his signature thing, right? So that middle part goes, let me, before I show you this riff, I'm going to explain the chords to you, the shapes, so you can put it in your brain. And this, you won't just be learning frets, and you'll be like, oh, okay, I know the chords. You got to know the chords behind this. So he's playing an A. You might be thinking, why is that an A chord? Well, it's an A. Those are all A's, right? The reason that's an A is that's an A chord. If you make a D shape there, that's a A. That's a, or you can play it like this. And there's your root, right? It's like playing your E here, but we're doing the A right there. And he's going open A, and we're playing the 7th fret on the D string, the 9th fret on the G string, and the 10th fret on the B string. So it's, and that's how that sounds. So we're gonna go, and it's going to go E, D, E. So it goes A, E, D, E. And there's a little lick in there, like a little blues lick. So we're going to, the notes, the chords that you got to remember that you're shaping are this A, the E, the D, and back to an E. And then the riff goes. And what I did there was, that's a sus2 chord. It's like taking an E like this and going, and taking a D and going. You know, Eddie loves sus2 and sus4 chords. Those were his chords. He owns the patent on those chords now in rock, and every time we play those, he gets a small royalty. So I bet you didn't know that. So anyway, this A, I'm picking it with my fingers. I don't know if he does that or not. Probably not. You could do it with a pick. So I'm going A, and I'm going, and I'm not playing the whole chord. Eddie liked to break things up in like into pieces. Like when we're doing that he's playing, you know, that's a G to an F sharp, but he's only playing like the major third of that chord because Mikey's holding down the bass. So that's how you do it in 3 pieces, a 3-piece band, especially back in the 70s. You know, that's power trio for you. So so that A, and then we're gonna go E. I'm taking this E, but it's just we're playing on the 9th fret, on the G and the B string, and I'm bringing my finger down to the 7th fret, and then we're doing the same shape, but 2 frets down on the D. So it goes, then E. You can play the low E on that. As long as you're playing these chord shapes when you're doing that riff, it'll sound okay. So I would suggest, you know, maybe trying it that way at first, but it's the rhythm that makes it come to life. So what I'm doing there is I'm taking an E shape, but I'm putting the major 3rd on the top, and I'm playing the E chord like this, and I'm arpeggiating it. And what that is it's 11 on the A, and then the 9th fret on the D and the G, and then the 9th on the A, and the 7th on the D, and then this chord. That's an E major, which is the 9th and the 7th and the 6th on the A and the D string. And the rhythm is. So once again, we're going to go. Then he repeats. Then he goes. He doesn't break it up the second time. He goes. And then it goes to the guitar solo, and the chords are. And it goes into a big drum tacit, right? So during the guitar solo, that's what they're playing, C to E, right? Okay, so the guitar solo, here we go. Put your seatbelt on. So he's going to start off playing this lick. Here it goes. You can play it in 2 different ways. I like it like if we're in the A minor pentatonic position. Everyone kind of knows this lick. Right? And I'm just going. To me, it's easier to play it there. You can, and that's on the 19th and the 20th fret on the G and the B. You can also play it on the 15th fret on the B and the E string. It kind of sounds like that's what he's doing on the record because that's got a lot brighter sound. I get really sloppy when I try to bend notes that close to the edge of the fretboard, and I feel much safer doing it like that. So I'm going to stick to this method. So he hits it 5 times. He goes, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's how that solo starts, where he goes. That's all over that C chord. Then he goes. And that's kind of a Stevie Ray Vaughan type lick, even though Stevie Ray wasn't, I don't think he was, maybe he was doing licks then. So what I did there was I went, or a Jimmy Page lick. I'm on the B and the E string. So what, if you know Pride and Joy, where it goes, we're going like, and what that does is that doubles that E note. So we're on the B string on the 5th fret and an open E. I went, and I bend this A on the 2nd fret of the G string, and I bend it up to a B. Well, its neighbor note is a B, the open B, so I hit the open B too. And do like a dive bomb. So from the beginning. Okay, and then he goes. Like that, okay? So we're gonna go. So what I did there was, I'm picking the open E, and you gotta go 10, 12, 15, 17, 20. So. I'm going. I'm pulling off, sort of like Angus. Like that. So after he goes. Then he goes. I'm on the B string and I'm on an E minor pentatonic. And he's going to hit the B string and then hit a harmonic on the 3rd fret. He's going to hit like the B and the G string. And do 3 dips. So it goes, and then the high E string. So he's doing a dive bomb on the B, and then he's going to do a dive bomb on the E. And in between the B and the E dive bomb, he's going to hit the harmonics. He's going to hit the harmonics as he does the B bomb. He goes. And now we're going to hit those harmonics on our way up. He does 3 of them. Wow, wow, wow. So, and that E, the high E dive bomb. And then go. Okay, so after that high E bomb, he jumps back up to the E minor pentatonic and goes. And basically he's just on the B string on the 12th and the 15th. And he bends that up to the E. And then he does these little octave things. So what we do there is an octave on the C. So we're in the C minor position, and we're going to do the G and the B string, bend them to unison, and we're going to jump up to the. I'm going to tell you the position where you put your ring finger. That's on the 10th fret. Then the 14th fret, we're in the E minor position. And then we're going to go up to the 17th fret, which is like a G minor. And then up in the A minor position, we're on the 19th fret. So, and that's where Alex does his drum tacit little solo. So that solo from the beginning, I'm going to play it slow for you. So I hope that helps. Now the very ending of this song is pretty cool. It goes, light up the sky. It's almost like Master of Puppets, or Master of Puppets is kind of like this. I'm sure Eddie didn't downpick it though. So after the drum solo comes out, dig it, then he goes, which I'm on an E, and I chromatically go down, chug it, up to an E, and that's where Roth and Mikey are going, light up the sky. And then the very end goes, so that's how it ends. That's it. Eddie's also doing where Ross screams, light it up, light him up. So he goes, so we're gonna take the B and the C. So we're gonna start on the 9th fret. And that's why they're going. And then it goes. So we're doing the higher octave on the B to the C to E. All right, so there's Light Up the Sky. I hope you liked the video. I hope it was helpful. And I appreciate you watching. Please comment below, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And thanks for watching. Until next time, peace out. Light up the sky. Man, this guitar sounds good. You're such a good guitar.